Welcome back to Clash of Clubs. Thanks for tuning in. I just watched Chelsea Newcastle 2-2 draw. These are the five things I learned. First thing from that game, tale of two halves. I think that first half was inexcusable. That's one of the worst first halves I've seen from us all season. I think it's inexcusable not to be up for it. Obviously, a lot of noise going on outside around the club, and typically a downside of that, you tend to see some drops in form. I feel like we've seen this from Chelsea for a while now, this inconsistency. So I wouldn't necessarily attribute it to what's going on right now. We'll talk about that more when we get together for the podcast. But that Fafana giveaway set the tone early. And again, I've been praising him and Chalaba lately, but didn't get rid of the ball, gets it taken off him. We concede really quickly. Good save from Sanchez. Then Chalaba slips and it's 1-0. And then second goal as well. It's the second phase of a set piece. We still can't defend those. And we didn't even really start trying to play our game until about 5 minutes left in that first half. We're just hoofball couldn't connect any passes. Fantastic response in the second half. Whatever the manager said to these guys must have worked. Again, not too much of a change. We just threw Cucurella more forward positions, and then obviously Enzo Fernandez came on. I do think he had a positive impact. Glad he was dropped and had that rest. He looked much more up for it. That's the level I expect from him. But I thought the second half was a much better performance. Very well could have went on to win it. But overall, really happy, and that's a good takeaway from that game. Again, this fixture we lost I think 3 straight times now. So good to at least get a point out of it after how horrific that first half was, and then one of our best performances in that second half. Still not good enough. That's not the standard if we want to go on and compete for major trophies. It's got to be better than that. But again, really happy with the response. Just such a horrific first half. Part of the reason I don't think we could get it over the line. I think today we saw the downside of the Garnetto wing pairing. Gitten's not in the squad, and Estevan nursing a minor injury. We know this genre of winger, the road runners, as some people like to call them, really well midweek in the cup against the League One side. Definitely won us that game in the second half, gave us intensity we needed. But today, it felt like we needed some quality out wide to really ease the pressure, take the sting out of the game, especially in that first half. And even in the second half, we started to have a lot more chances fall, primarily Garnacho, but I do think Neto wasn't at his best either. And yeah, the end product wasn't good at all. Whether it was the decision making, the final shot, I think Garnacho multiple times failed to put his shots on target. Tame efforts. It wasn't great from either of them. I think again with Garnacho, we know exactly what he is. He's able to get in these positions a lot. People like to say like XG magnet, whatever, but this is what you get. Still inconsistent. Overarching, we've been saying this about Chelsea. It's inconsistency. This is the way the squad was built. Lots of young players. You're gonna have to see these growing pains in real time. Just like we were talking about on the pod, you can't get away with it at this level. If you're at a Brighton, you're at a team like that, a Brentford, you can get away with it. You can have these rough patches, but you got to be up for it every time you put the shirt on at Chelsea. And today it wasn't good enough for me. In the attack, though, João Pedro looked much better. He played like a 9 today. I mean, that Club World Cup, we keep going back to it and how that credit sort of ran out, but the way he was playing looked like an out-and-out 9. And yes, he can still drop in, link up the play, play in the runners off him again. Neto and Garnacho, in theory, getting in behind, he's able to release them. That's how Garnacho had his second goal in the cup. But the finish today, and Robert Sanchez, again, another great performance from him, gets the assist, gets us going early, like I said. And we see another goal come from that. João Pedro, really good 9 play there to win the aerial duel and shield Joao off him, who's been really good since coming over to Newcastle from AC Milan, and a clean, composed finish from João Pedro. Love to see that. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Nicholas Jackson, but that's not the type of finish you'd guarantee from him. And I love that João Pedro was able to put that away. So much better performance from him. I do still think out of possession, especially in the first half, it wasn't good enough from him. In terms of our press, we did not have any energy, and I think that does start from the front. But overall, I think, especially in his hold up play, I was very upset with him not being able to release the ball. I still think he held on to it a bit too long at times, but more often than not, he was able to get the ball moving forward, get us playing, and that's what we need from him. So hopefully we can see these performances continue. Delaps should be back next week. So again, we're not going to run Joao Pedro into the ground, which is fantastic. So yeah, fourth thing, going to have to be more critical here. Tagline I just put says defense, but these guys have been in great form. I gave a lot of praise to Fofana and Chalobah. I do not think they had their best performances today. Fofana, again, we know his availability issues. I don't think that's someone we should be relying on to give us week in, week out fantastic performances as a result. From a recruitment standpoint, in Chalobah, it's the same player that they banished from the squad a little over a year ago. So it's really upsetting to know that, again, these guys did not sign a center back and address this issue. I kind of said it jokingly with Dylan and Mila, but Thiago Silva is available. He just signed with Porto. That came out right before I started recording. But the defense was never addressed, and this is what we get for it. Like I was talking about with running guys into the ground, these are squad players to high level potential, but not there yet at a high level consistently. And this is a result when you keep playing these guys. I think they've been really good lately. I think they've been set up well to succeed defensively, but they're not top class defenders. Fofana has that potential, but again, needs to string together more performances and be able to play more games. Chalobah, I think, has been a really good B-side center back. I think Tosin, the performances he had next to Tosin really tarnished his reputation, especially in my head. I'll definitely be honest and hold my hands up there. But he's looked much better with Fofana next to him. But this was something that should have been addressed. It shouldn't just be these two guys and pray for the best. I mean, 1.97 expected goals in that first half. Stat I saw, conceded that in the first half, most in a Premier League first half since December 23 against Man United under Pochettino away at Old Trafford. I know you guys remember that game. It was a horrific watch. So again, I've been saying this. I think these directors have blood on their hands. I thought the lineup was really good today and had zero complaints. Again, we saw the turnaround in the second half, inexcusable for that first half, like I said earlier. But I think it would be hard to disagree with the fact that if maybe we had addressed our center back issue in the summer, we might have been able to avoid this situation, both in today's game and just overarching this season. Last thing, I do this a lot. Maybe I don't do it enough. I really am. I'm not too sure, but I have to talk about this player again. Finally healthy, finally fit, and what a performance today. Part of it in the first half, he didn't have much opportunity to get on the ball and really impact the game. We were not good at all. That does include him, but man, what a monstrous performance. That free kick, again, we know the quality of this player. He can literally do anything. I get speechless when I have to try and find words to describe how good this guy is. And then Gusto again comes off pretty early in the second half, not his best day. So Reece goes away from the midfield position back to right back and getting very forward from those right back positions. I feel like we've seen him mainly deployed as a right center back in a 3 when he's been playing right back, or again inverted into the pivot next to Caicedo. He was getting pretty far forward, even at the right back position. And then right at the end of the game, last ditch challenge to keep it 2-2 on Harvey Barnes, makes up a ton of ground. What a performance. He's an unbelievable talent. I'm so happy that he's been able to stay fit, and individual quality saved us from dropping all 3 points today. Yeah, I just need him to stay fit, man. What a player this is. That's it. That's it for the 5 things we learned. Again, disappointing not to end up with 3 points, but I did say we'd draw 1-1. That was my prediction. So if you told me we ended up drawing, I'd have taken it. But seeing that first half performance as abysmal as it was, and then to show what we are capable of in the second half, it's really disappointing that we aren't able to put that together for a full 90 minutes. Inconsistency, it's been the big thing with us. And just because of everything that's going on outside of the white lines, you know where I point the hand and who I blame for this inconsistency. Players weren't up for it in that first half, no doubt, but look who's at the disposal, right? Still this ongoing Cold War, Civil War within Chelsea, of course, but hopefully the players can recover. Hopefully they can lock in. Hopefully we can turn around our December woes. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment, and thank you so much for watching.